I wrote diploma last year, and here are some of the things I learned.
Feel me before now, I'll actually feel.
One, no matter how smart you think you are, there's always someone smart. I graduated secondary school as the best overall art student, best student overall in literature and English, and first position in SS3. So obviously when I started jupeb, I was like very, very confident that it was going to be super easy for me. No, I knew I was smart, but then I met people that were far better than me, like people that were smarter. So this tip actually, or this lesson that I learned, goes in like every aspect of your life. Like no matter how pretty you are, there's always someone prettier, and no matter how broke you are, there's probably someone that is broker than you. Second lesson I learned: life isn't fair. Okay, we all know life isn't fair. I did too. I know life is not fair. I knew life was not fair, but I never really came to accept the fact that life isn't fair. I would always ask, like, why is life not fair? Why do I put way more effort into something, and yet someone that doesn't even put half as much effort as I do is getting better results than me? But then I realized during the prep that sometimes life is just not fair because life is not fair. There's actually no reason to it. Nobody's created equally. Our fingers are also not equal. So like sometimes things are easier for people and things are harder for some people. That's just how life is. Life is never equal, life is never fair. And that brings me to my next point, which is number 3, is it is not that deep. Life, people, things, situations, everything is just not that. Just as no one is fully good or fully bad, sometimes there's just no reason as to why people are the way they are. Like sometimes people are just bad because they choose to be bad. Like just because your parents were not good to you, just because you had a bad experience, doesn't justify the fact that you're a bad person. I know they say experiences shape people. Sometimes people are just the way they are because that's what they choose. I feel like human beings just like to shift the blames of their actions to like their situations. And if you're a bad person, or if that means you choose to be bad, you choose to do bad things. If you're a good person, you choose to be good. That's just how I like to see things. Just like to think of it as not being that deep. If you want to do something bad, don't try to find a reason behind the bad thing that you're doing. Just say, I want to do bad thing because I choose to do something bad. Very simple. Like it's just not that deep. People aren't generally mean, maybe because they didn't grow up with love or their parents were mean to them. I mean because they choose to embody the negativity that their unfortunate situation brought. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't feel like sympathy for this type of people. But if someone does a bad thing, you should keep them accountable for their actions and not say, oh, just because something bad happened to them justifies the fact this bad thing that they did. Every unfortunate incident or situation that happens to you, you can always choose to see the good and the bad out of it. Like everything in life is your choice. We bring me to my other points. I think that's number 4 now. Yeah, number 4. It's our choices that matter. If there's one thing that I learned from my obsession with Harry Potter, it's been like it's our choices that matter far more than our ability. For example, we all have the ability to fail and we all have the ability to pass. It depends on what we choose. If you are naturally a smart person, but instead of working hard and being disciplined, you choose to party every day, you choose to stop attending classes, you choose to not focus on your studies, even if you're naturally smart, you're going to regret it because you're going to fail. The fact that you have the ability to pass because you're naturally smart doesn't necessarily mean you will pass. It is when you make the choice to put in the conscious effort to read and pass, that is what matters. So you can be not that academically bright, But as long as you are reading like 2 hours every day and you're working hard and you're being disciplined and you're asking questions and you're attending classes, you will see the results. I don't know if I'm explaining well enough, but basically our choices we make in life matters more than the things we are capable of doing. That's prioritizing equals balance. When you go to school, people always talk about like how to balance your social life and your school work and everything. The way I managed to do it and the lesson I learned during my own jupeb period was that prioritizing is like the easiest way to find balance. For example, you have your schoolwork, your academics, which is why you're actually going to college, why you're going to university. Then you have your social life and like maybe your job or like just any other thing on the side. You have to pick a priority, the one you are choosing to base most of your attention and most of your hard work and like energy into. So when you have that priority, it's just always easy to like shove the other one to the side sometimes. For example, my priority obviously when I was doing the prep was to pass the prep. I didn't actually pass. My priority was to pass the prep. Then I also had like I had a social life. I think I did. I had social life, I had YouTube, I had like a lot of other things on the side that I wanted to do. But because I knew how much my parents were paying for this jupeb, because I had my priorities set, these other things at the side never really bothered me. Because I knew once jupeb was over, those would then be my priorities. For example, YouTube now, I didn't really take my YouTube channel seriously during the prep period because I just wanted to focus on my books. But now that jupeb is over, I can do YouTube as much as I want and nobody's going to stop me. So you know your priority, know what you're going to put your energy into. That way you won't get lost when you're in uni. Especially as a jupeb student, you're not officially a student yet. Like you have one leg into the university and the other leg is still staying outside. So you cannot afford to not prioritize. Tip number 6, you should be your number one cheerleader. I used to be the biggest people pleaser. Like everything I ever did was just to please other people. I could never be alone. My friend and I, were in the same hostel. Like our rooms were just 2 doors separate, so just like 15 steps to get to our room. So we're always together. Whenever she went home and I was still in the hostel, I could never read on my own or like do something productive until we could do it together. And then I learned that I couldn't spend time on my own. And it wasn't healthy. It just kind of made all my relationships with people toxic. What jupeb taught me, or like what just that time period taught me, was that you have to learn to spend time alone. You have to be your number one cheerleader. When I was in secondary school, I was so insecure. I think I've mentioned that before, but like I was so insecure. If you did not tell me that I look pretty, I can never believe that I look pretty. I just always needed confirmation from someone. But right now, I feel like I'm a better person right now. Like I have grown a lot and I feel happy on my own. In fact, I want alone time. I want to be alone, to learn, to grow, to like get to know myself better. So yeah, right now I would say I'm my number one cheerleader. I don't need confirmation from anybody, and I feel like you should implement that into your life. There's a lot more to a person than I meet. I think that's how the saying goes. There is a lot more to a person than I meet. There's a lot more to a person than we see. Human beings are multi-dimensional. We're not just, you cannot say a person and just identify that person as, oh, this is a bad person, this is a good person. No, we have a lot more to us. Not just judge what a person, like base a person on first impressions or like what you hear about someone. People see me and be like, oh, I'm very bubbly and I'm very careful, I'm very always smiling and everything. But in reality, I am not always smiling. I am mostly moody. I'm very moody sometimes. Sometimes I'm very active, I'm very productive. Sometimes I'm just in a funk and like I just want to lie on my bed all day. Sometimes I'm very annoying and just want to disturb my sisters. I am not one. You can't give me like one adjective and say this adjective defines her. Like no, that's not possible. People are different. People have layers. The people you surround yourself with will either make or break you. One reason why I think I got over my insecurity and like my low self-esteem during this period was because of the people I surrounded myself with. It was a new environment, and I got to meet really nice people who were confident in themselves. Like when you have a positive energy, it rubs off on people. Same thing with a negative energy. I was just surrounded by people with positive energy, good vibes, and just like good people. I know I said we should not label people as good people, but I was around like good people. Points. Whatever you are going through right now is just a phase. I used to be depressed. I used to be sad. And I look at my past self right now. I'm like, I do not even feel 1% of the emotions I was feeling then. Like, you just go through your picture and be like, oh, when I took this picture, I was feeling this. So many bad things were happening. But now, like, you are fine. Whatever you're going through is a phase. That was one of the lessons I learned through jupeb. It's just a phase. You're going to get over it. People say life is short, but life is not really short. Life is short because you don't know when you're going to die. Look back, then be like, that was such a long time ago. Like, so many things have happened now. When you felt like your life was about to end, it didn't, and you're in a better place right now. You're always going to be in a better place because you're always going to grow. So yeah, cherish your present moments. You're going to miss it. I spent how many years? 14 years just being unnecessarily mean to my younger sisters. Then I went to school, and then I just missed them. The people around you right now, they're like not always going to be there. Just cherish whatever you're going through right now. Cherish the people around you right now. You don't know when they're going to leave. You don't know when next you're going to see them. Just make memories. Spend time with the people you love. Cringe. God, that's cringe. But yeah, just cherish whatever you're going through right now because you're going to miss it. Anyways, this is the end of today's video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. My goal before this year end is to reach, actually my goal was to reach 50, but now I'm past 50 subscribers. So my goal is to reach 100. I hope I can reach 100 before like December because I'll be very, very happy. So yeah, subscribe, give this video a huge thumbs up, leave a comment down below if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to ask me. I always make sure to reply my comments. Yeah. What else?